Hi, everybody, and welcome to Indeed Live. I'm Abbey Carlton, and if this is your first time here, I am Indeed's Director of Social Impact, which means that I lead our work globally to address bias and barriers in hiring through product innovation, strategic partnerships, and efforts in our communities. And I just want to thank all of you for joining me here today. And that brings me to our tip of the week. Update and tailor your resume for the jobs that you are applying to. If your job has been impacted by COVID-19, maybe you are thinking about branching out to look at new roles or industries, or maybe you're looking at kind of a mix of more familiar roles and new roles. All of this makes it especially important that you are tailoring your resume to the specific job that you are applying for. If you want to make a resume that employers will notice, as well as the automated systems that they often use to sort candidates, take a really close look at the job description. Read it through closely and identify some of the key words that they use under sections like requirements, job duties, education requirements, ideal candidates. And then what you can do is you can incorporate those keywords, especially those that align with your background, into your resume itself. Those that are most important, most relevant, try to get those sort of near the top of the resume, maybe in your resume summary section, to just make it that much easier for employers to find them. And you can highlight them as well throughout the rest of your resume. If you look at that job description and you see requirements where it's not as much of a clear fit with your background, that's where I'd encourage you to go back, think about that tip that I shared in week 1 of this live stream to really identify and think about your transferable skills. For example, if you are applying for a job as a virtual assistant, and you've worked in the past as a restaurant shift manager. Well, that might be a case where you can prioritize the organizational and the management and attention to detail qualities that you could really bring to this new role. If you are transitioning industries or roles, but you're just not sure where to begin, I'll go back to that tip. Just think through the past experiences that you have had. Start to make a list of those hard skills, soft skills that you have built up in your past. And then you can take those with you when you look at those job descriptions, when you're building your resume. And you might find that you are actually qualified, or you have some of those qualities they're looking for, even if it's a job that you have never held before. One of the most important things to remember when you are updating or creating your resume is to make sure that it is easy to read. Employers typically spend only a couple of moments looking at your resume, which means that you want to make a strong, clear first impression. This means put that important information up at the top. Make it easy to locate. Ask yourself, what are the couple of things that most qualify me for this position? And make sure that those show up in your summary. If you need some help putting together your resume, I recommend that you check out resumebuilder.indeed.com. You're going to find a resume building tool here, streamlined resume formats. And if you're looking for examples of resumes from different fields, this is where I'll direct you to our Indeed Career Guide. In the Career Guide, there's a section on cover letter and resumes that will give you a host of different examples and information that's going to help you take this even a step farther as you're working to create that great resume. If you want to upload or create an Indeed resume, you can do that at my.indeed.com/resume, and then you'll be able to apply for jobs even that much more easily. Okay, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in.